Between blood, horror, and unparalleled décolletage, some might say Lady Death epitomizes the word graphic in the literary term graphic novel. Well, greetings, I'm Jameson, and I would like to talk about the graphic novel Lady Death, The Reckoning, Revised Edition, 1995. The writer is Brian Pulido, the illustrator is Stephen Hughes, colorist is Jason Jensen, and letterer is Dave Lanphier. The larger story arc of Lady Death spans comics as well as graphic novels from 1991 through to the present day. Specifically, Lady Death, The Reckoning Revised Edition gives an account of Lady Death's origin story. In the beginning, Lady Death is a young, mortal, innocent girl living in an ordinary world in a medieval village. Her name is Hope, and her father is Lord Matthias, a local nobleman. Matthias forces the sons of the peasant families in the village to serve in his military and fight a never-ending war. Every time Lord Matthias returns from battle, he is the only survivor. This happens a couple of times, and the peasant families get ticked off with their sons, with how their sons keep dying in battles, with no survivors coming back, with the exception for Matthias, of course. So the peasant families get ticked off and kill Hope's father, Lord Matthias. It turns out that Lord Matthias was getting all of the peasant family's sons killed in battle on purpose, so when he dies, he will have an army large enough in hell to defeat Lucifer. Throughout the process of the villagers killing Matthias, they also accuse Hope of witchcraft, even though she is innocent, and burn her at the stake. Hope escapes death by uttering an incantation she had heard from her father. She had heard her father use earlier. She escapes death by uttering this incantation because it summons a demon who offers her a bargain. The bargain is that the demon will rescue her from death if she would renounce her humanity and serve the powers of hell. Hope accepts the demon's offer, escapes death, and travels to hell. Hope finds herself entangled in a civil war between her father and Lucifer. When she is captured by her father's servant soldiers and then delivered to her father, Matthias tortures Hope and then throws her out of the castle, literally out of the top story of a spire of his castle, and she falls into a deep, dark pit. Hope has a confrontation with Lucifer. After she spits in his face, Lucifer seeks bizarre-looking dogs after her, and she defeats those. Then she has a run-in with Cremator, a blacksmith of the Lords of Hell. She tells him that she is going to destroy her father, and Cremator asks her how she is going to do that. She says that desire equals power, which she learned from Lucifer earlier. As her desire grows exponentially to kill her father, her power grows coincidingly, and Hope transforms into Lady Death. Lady Death tries to destroy her father, only to find out that Lucifer has been masquerading as her father. For all intents and purposes, her father was killed by Lucifer. So this ticks Lady Death off, and she destroys Lucifer. Since desire equals power, and Lady Death has more desire than Lucifer, then Lady Death also has more power than Lucifer. This is how Lady Death had the capability to destroy Lucifer. Lady Death is now the new ruler of Hell. End of story. End of her origin story. Obviously, many reviews criticize the evil, gore, bloodshed, human sacrifice, and overall dark and gloomy nature of the storyline. Many reviews also criticize the over-sexualized appearance of Lady Death. Some reviewers criticize the unrealistic transformation of Hope's medium-sized breasts into Lady Death's extra-large-sized breasts. Still, some critics assess Lady Death as comics taking another step towards pushing boundaries in storyline content as well as the identities and appearances of characters. Many comics during the 1990s subverted the comics code, and many critics assess Lady Death as one of those 90s comics that subverted the comics code. In August of 1995, Chaos Comics, the publisher, sold almost $1 million worth of Lady Death merchandise in that single month, which was August of 95. However, Lady Death has gradually declined since then, including a 2004 feature-length animated movie of Lady Death that received abysmal reviews across the board, including a Rotten Tomato rating of just 34%. As far as my own analysis of the work, I find the character of Lady Death to be of extraordinary interest. Lady Death, The Reckoning Revised, follows the journey of her origin story from start to finish. Who doesn't enjoy reading about a 100% innocent village girl who turns into one bad woman? Well, with all seriousness reinstated, I assess the character of Lady Death as an atypical anti-heroine. She is half anti-heroine in the sense that she possesses the less than admirable quality of being the supreme ruler of hell after kicking Lucifer's fanny. Yet she is also half heroine because she possesses the quality of understanding. Now, I assert that she possesses the quality of understanding because she understands what it truly means to live as an innocent girl or to live an innocent life. In the beginning of her origin story, Lady Death addresses the reader and recounts her childhood innocence. The reason why this quality of understanding makes her half-heroine is because Lucifer does not possess such a quality. When Lady Death triumphs over Lucifer, all the inhabitants of hell theoretically benefit from her victory because even though she is evil, just as Lucifer was, at least she understands what it's like to live as an innocent child, whereas Lucifer has no such quality of understanding. So here's an example. If an innocent girl is brought before Lucifer, he tortures her. And this actually happened in the storyline between Lucifer and Hope. Contrastingly, and hypothetically, if an innocent girl is brought before Lady Death, she will not torture this innocent girl because she has that quality of understanding based on her own childhood experience. So my conclusion is that hell is better off with Lady Death as its ruler instead of Lucifer, because Lady Death doesn't torture innocent girls like Lucifer did before she destroyed him. This makes Lady Death part heroine and part anti-heroine.